hi, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Renee, and I read a lot. And today, I wanted to read some one-star reviews of my absolute favorite books. I noticed, right, I kind of do this thing where when I read a really perfect book in my estimation, like I read it, I put it down, I'm like, there's no way anybody could have had any problems with that. That was the best thing I've ever read. 12 out of 10, I loved it, and everybody needs to read it. Sometimes other people, this is gonna sound strange, I know, sometimes other people though, they don't like the same books that I like, and they don't love the same books that I love, which should be illegal, but until then, they do have the right to express their opinions on those books. And you know, I'm all for free speech, but not when it comes to criticizing my children. Just kidding, mostly. But I do feel like sometimes it's probably good to get outside of my bubble and read the negative criticisms just to see exactly how wrong those takes are. And if I haven't made this clear, oopsies. If I haven't made this clear, this is humorous. This is not serious. You are allowed to have differing opinions on books, and I'm glad that you do. But that's not gonna stop me. Okay, I'm gonna move over here. Again, my production quality is really high. I have to record this on my iPhone, so I have to, don't fret though, I have my husband's MacBook. He's on deployment, so he doesn't need it. And I'm going to be reading off of here. But I will still put the review here so you can follow along it. But I'll read it out loud to you too, in case you don't want to follow along at home. We've got many options at Casa Renee. What the hell is a window in Italian? Not a window, a tabs. Computers all in Italian. Wish me luck. I did like pre-write down a little selection of hello. Okay, the Italian computer is one thing. The Italian keyboard is another beast entirely. Another Mr. Beast entirely. I regret that. Can I log into my Yahoo? I pre-wrote down like a little list of books that I want to read reviews of, but I want to start with Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, because I genuinely do not know how you could not like this book. In my opinion, this book was perfection, and it's not like controversial from my understanding. So what do you guys have to criticize? So we're clear here, less than 1% of the reviews are 1 star. So people have good taste at least. This review hurts. This book reads like an alien describing a sci-fi action movie. Maybe, I can't say what that would be like because I don't know any aliens, but I trust you on that. This is the first book in a long time that I had to put down. You're making me sad, dude. I don't want to say your name, but you're making me pretty sad on this one. Characters have no substance. There's barely a plot. To be fair, I would say there's a pretty big plot, but I guess you can make anything not a plot if you don't want to read about it. You would think it'd be easy to make the reader care about the stakes when Earth hangs in the balance, but I really wouldn't have cared if Ryland died at any point. Wow, emotional damage at Ryland. Dang, dude. He's saving the world. You can care a little bit, I think. If you like a narrator mansplaining high school chemistry and physics, this is the book for you. Okay, to be fair, am I good at chemistry? No. Am I good at physics? Like a little bit. I have a master's degree in mechanical engineering. I didn't think he was mansplaining physics to me, but I guess that mansplaining is subjective. Is that true? Is mansplaining subjective? This is sending me down like an existential rabbit hole. I guess one person's mansplain is another person's treasure, but please do not tell the men with podcasts that I said that, because I don't want them taking that the wrong way. Only Andy Weir is the exception in this case, not the alpha bros who preach to incels. A moronic, one-dimensional character. Ouch! He's pretty smart. He survives in space. I don't know if I would call him moronic. One-dimensional, maybe, but I'm pretty sure he's 3-dimensional. One-dimensional? That's so bad. To be clear, I know what she means. Science joke for science book. I'm making it worse, I think. And constant narrator, that's true, that's how books work. It was apparently the last hope of humanity, true, is sent to space along with 2 others who turn up dead conveniently at the beginning of the story. I mean, I think that's how plots work, right? Is when they set up the beginning conveniently. One tedious scientific lecture with no instructions to stand between humanity and extinction. His words. I mean, his words, but also that's the plot of the book. That's what happened. That's like that's what's going on in the book. He didn't make that up. He's not an unreliable narrator in that case. I mean, in other cases, sure, but in that case, no. He acts and talks like an adult. His monologue is clownish, and he's explained every single thing blow by blow. To be fair, I think that's a criticism of science guys in general. And I can say that because I am a science girl. And I know a lot of science guys. And I think a lot of them act and talk like adults. I don't know the exact definition of adults, but going based on context clues, I'm going to assume it's close to a nerd. Stupid person. Again, I don't know if we read the same book because I don't think anybody who can survive in space by themselves is a stupid person. But I maybe take that back because I guess they did send monkeys up to space, but they weren't saving the world. They were just kind of up there. But differing opinions and all that. That's fine. We can think different things. Not finishing this one. Have no idea how it's so highly regarded. Knew it was a no-go on the second page when the main character refers to his penis as his gentleman's equipment. Okay, I'll be honest, I don't remember that, but that is a pretty funny criticism. And is obsessed with the tube up his butt. No. I'm crying. What a funny takeaway. Oh my god. That is the funniest takeaway from that first beginning part of the book that anybody could have given me. Thank you for this, Marie. I really, really, really needed that today. It reads like a sixth grader wrote it, except for the overly scientific parts that read like a textbook with dry rot. Marie's not holding back. She is coming for Andy Weir. Hers is like the first funny criticism I have read, and for that, I will let it stand. The voice is annoying. Gosh darn. I say gosh darn. I think I would really like Marie, but I don't think she would like me. And if I'm this put off after the first chapter, there's no way I'll like it. That's true. What is even going on with publishing these days? Why is everything so freaking dumbed down? Is the average American reading level really this low? Okay, that was good. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat Marie's review of that. That was the funniest shit I've ever read. What else? What other book? Let's do Emma by Jane Austen. I have a feeling people are not going to love this as much as I did, but this is one of my all-time favorite books. 2% of reviews on this are 1 star. I'm hoping maybe we get some more like Marie's, some funny ones. My interpretation of the first 60 plus pages of Emma. Oh, my dear, you mustn't think of falling for him. He's too crude and crass. Oh, my dear Emma, you are perfectly correct. I shan't give him another thought. Oh, my dear, that's good, because I would have to knock you flat on your arse. Arse. If you are considering someone of such low birth. I mean, that's a pretty decent summary. Amanda's got me there. I feel like I'm reading the book. Is this the book or is this Amanda's words? There's no way to know. Yawn. Stage direction. I tried, but life's too short. That is valid. Plus, I like him crude and crass. Okay, you and me both. It's a good review. That's a valid review. It's not valid because it's a 1 star, but I do think that they really captured the essence of the beginning of the book. Emma is an immature, spoiled girl who needs to get a life. Yeah, true, Pat the Book Goblin. You are not wrong. I'm guessing Pat the Book Goblin also does not like highbrow entertainment such as Gossip Girl, because that is like 90% of the stuff I like to consume is immature, spoiled people who need to get lives. But for me, it holds a very special place in my heart. Fam, ain't gonna lie, I didn't even get past page 1, but I watched half the 1996 Emma movie on Netflix, so I've basically read it. Fight me, Mr. Garcia. I love how unhinged this is. I love how you didn't make it past page 1. I love how you watched half of the 1996 movie. I love how you rated it 1 star based on not even 1 page into half a movie. And I love how you're willing to fight who I can only assume is one of your teachers or something who's making you read this, Mr. Garcia over your opinion on it. I love how you have such a strong opinion on the 1 star of this book based on not 1 page and half a movie that you were willing to fight somebody who you call Mr. in front of, which suggested me a person of authority over your opinion. That is how strong we should all be in our beliefs. Love that for you, Olivia. Where should we go next? I feel like there's some more obvious ones, but I would have 1 star reviews that are pretty brutal. I'm gonna go Kingdom of Ash, which is the last of the Throne of Glass novels. This is one of my favorite books of all time, but I know that there are probably some valid criticisms of it. I just don't know if I'm ready to look, so I'm just gonna stare at the camera for a few seconds while I get the courage. Okay, here we go. It has a 4.66 review. Less than 1% of the reviews are 1 star. To be fair, if you've read 7 books in a series, you probably like the series enough that you're gonna like the conclusion. The final installment to the Throne of Glass series. I don't know why that's in quotes. It's the truth. Maybe it's in quotes because we might be getting a multiverse crossover with the ACOTAR and Crescent City books. So in that case, the quotes seem less suspicious. Praise Jesus, the series is finally over. In all caps and bold. Girl, was there a gun to your head? Was somebody forcing you to read it? Because we have bigger problems than you not liking this series. Maybe you just wanted to be included in things. Trust me, I get that. But it is okay to put books down. How much longer will I have to wait until it finally fades into the void and I never have to see or hear about it again? It's never fading away. It will always be here. You'll have to wait forever. Can Aelin please just stay in her coffin and rot? No! Cal's straight to jail. What do you have against Aelin? Oh my goodness gracious. That is really rough. And can Rowan please disappear from the world or die painfully? Why don't you just put him in the coffin with Aelin, if that's the way you feel? Then Manon and Alid can marry and be witch queens together. Okay, actually, I am into that. You may have a point there. Cals, I'm changing my mind on your review. And Kael and Dorian will marry each other and the rightful kings of Adarlan. Okay, actually, I see where you're going with this, and I don't hate it. I don't see why Rowan and Aelin have to be in the coffin in order to make the lesbian witch dream and the gay Adarlan king dream come true, but I like where your head's at creatively. That's the ending we all need. I'd like that instead of the 1,000 pages of torture and fae porn we know this is going to be. True. I mean, it is approximately 1,000 pages, and there is a bit of torture and fae porn in there, so... you can't argue with logic. Facts don't care about your feelings. So short and sweet and to the point. Goodreads award for the most annoying book/series in existence 2018. Look, I wouldn't vote for it, but I could definitely see how you would. Okay, let's go The Dead Romantics. It's right there. This one is my favorite contemporary romance novel, but it's only got a 3.97 star rating, so probably people have some opinions on it. 1% of reviews are 1 star. Should have stayed dead. Why? Wow, I hated this. Fair, you gave it 1 star. I went into it, author's note, not knowing a single thing about the plot and was pleasantly surprised by the ghost bit. It's called The Dead Romantics. Until I realized that the ghost bit was hidden underneath more millennial nonsense than I've read in my life. Do you guys think I liked it because I'm a really big fan of millennial nonsense, being millennial and a bit nonsensical myself? I will highlight the only example needed. Zoom Zoom juice. Yes, she means coffee. Okay, you have a point. That is a little bit cringy, even for me. How did I not even notice that, though? I feel like that says a lot about me as a person. Millennial. That was so bad. I should have quit this one when she called coffee Zoom Zoom juice, and there was a character named Seaburn. I don't remember anyone named Seaburn. I don't remember the Zoom Zoom juice. Guys, this is getting worse and worse. I like this review because it's a no offense sandwich. No offense, but this was honestly one of the worst books I've ever read. How are you supposed to take that if not offensively? If I had $1 for every time she described the site, I would be a millionaire. That would be nice. And every time I thought this book is over, it would keep going. No offense, though. I love, one of my favorite things is when people wrap criticisms in no offenses. Like, what is the other way that I take that? That's pretty funny. I mean, valid criticisms, obviously, but it reminds me of myself being a people pleaser who like wants to say something negative, but doesn't want to offend anybody. But that's just the nature of the game sometimes. I think we can all afford to be like a little bit mean. Just a little bit. I'm literally just looking around me for books at this point. I'm like, let's go pure an essay. This is a 4.23. I think this one might just be misunderstood. I think that you have to have a really big brain and a really high IQ to understand this book, and not everybody might be as smart as me. I can't help it. I need a plot and something I can hold on to. Why do we keep accusing books of not having plots? I do that, but this book does have a plot. You just like, the plot is uncovering what's going on, you know? The mystery of it all is the plot. It slipped through my fingers into the 43rd vestibule to the right of a statue covered in seaweed. LOL. I am LOLing. Thank you, Sherry. To be fair, okay, yeah, sure. There's a lot of talk of vestibules, whatever, and statues and seaweed. So you got me there, Sherry. You've got me there. Weird and unforgivably boring. It's like reading my ATM receipt in Esperanto. I don't know what in Esperanto means, but comparing it to reading an ATM receipt is wild. Absolutely savage. Reading this book felt exactly like listening to someone tell you in excruciating detail all about the crazy dream they had last night. Poorly structured, grasping at meaning unsuccessfully, and just so uninteresting. You know what? Now that you mention it, it does feel like a crazy dream that somebody had last night that they're telling you about. But you also know what? I love this dream of theirs, and I want to read more about their dreams. Valid, but I will not accept it. What other books do I really like? Hang on. Okay, I know where we're going next. And people might judge me for this one. And honestly, that is fair. I have invited criticism into my house by speaking so highly of these books. Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. 3.66 on Goodreads. One of my favorite books. This is the highest we've had so far, with 3% of reviews being 1 star, so let's see how this goes. Absolutely not. This book is god-awful. I don't know what book talk is on for hyping this up. I feel different now, and not in a good way. That's so valid. All the 1-star reviews of this book are probably so valid, but I just still love it. My therapist will be hearing about this. Girl, I am so proud of you for being able to be that open and vulnerable with your therapist. I don't think I could bring myself to tell people in real life, to their faces, that I have read and loved these books. I love this 1-star review. Was this absolutely terrible? Yes, it was. Riddled with plot holes, true. Lackluster world building, true. Instant love, true. Stilted dialogue, true. And why give a man a tail and horns if he's not going to use them? I didn't even think about that. That's true. The evolutionary processes to get that man to have a tail and horns, but they don't seem to play any function. It's kind of like us having our baby toes. Does anybody remember, what was it, Phil of the Future, where they didn't have baby toes, so they went to like a wine stomping thing maybe? I don't know. He couldn't take off his shoes because 100 years in the future we were not supposed to have toes. What a wild plot concept that was. However, I'll read the end of this review because it's my favorite part. However, am I also on my way to read the second book? Yes, I am. I will be taking no further questions on the state of my mental health. Thanks. Bethany, you are so real for that. Yes, 1 star, but absolutely devouring the rest of the series. I get it. Trust me, you do not have to explain yourself to me. This is a safe space. Was it good? No. Did it make me uncomfortable? Yes. Did I enjoy the experience? Absolutely. I think that sums up exactly how I feel about the book. It was weird. I can't tell anybody in real life how much I love it. It made me uncomfortable a lot, but I devoured like 14 of these books in like 3 days because of how much I loved it. Wasn't ever going to publicly admit to reading this. Me either, trust me. For purely academic reasons, okay? Yeah, same. That's what we all read this for. We all looked at the cover and we got the recommendations from people and we said, yeah, let's scientifically figure out what's going on here. But my desire to meet my Goodreads yearly goal was stronger than my shame, so here we are. I feel like that is so valid, that is so real. And I also do feel like there is a pipeline that you go down, right? And you start here and you tell your friends and family that you like to read, right? Then you go down and you admit to reading stuff like ACOTAR. And you're like, I'm very embarrassed to admit that I'm reading these really popular books about fairies or high fae, whatever. And then you slowly start devolving, right? And you kind of fall off a bit of a cliff. And at some point, you're just openly admitting on the internet to reading and loving Ice Planet Barbarians. And you remember who you used to be back here when you still had a sense of shame. But that's gone now. You've left that behind. That's part of your past. I'm off camera down there. But geez, do I remember being in those shoes. Okay, I think that's all that I have time for right now. But I did really love reading those, and if you want to see me read more one-star reviews of other books that I really like, I will continue to do this because this was so much fun. I was so anxious going in because I didn't want to read criticisms about my favorite books, but now that I have seen how funny people can be while they're being mean about things I really enjoy, I want more. I am addicted to it. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you liked it and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.